Successful people turn everyone who can help them into sometime mentors. John Crosby. Chapter 19. Find a mentor. A mentor is someone whose hindsight can become your foresight. Author unknown. Mentors are not perfect people. They are people who have experienced life and are capable of sharing their knowledge and wisdom with you. They may be older or younger. No matter what age, they have the ability to grow your dream. I recommend you find a mentor of the same sex, as that way you will not encounter any unnecessary or potential conflicts. The following examples are from my experiences, although men can certainly realize the need for good mentors as well. Mentors are seasoned and have walked where you presently journey. They have experienced both success and failure and are not afraid to share both with you. Mentors will save you years of mistakes, loss, and failure. You may make it to the end of your dream without a mentor, but you will have suffered unnecessary hardship without one. I remember getting my footing in my outreach. Right away, I had a few women who believed in me and graciously offered financial support to enable me to do what I desired for women. I recall reaching out for help to the only people I knew who had done what I was embarking upon. To my disappointment, they did not respond at all. I felt a bit bewildered because I had never hosted a conference, been on television or radio, or printed a magazine, and yet those were all projects I was preparing to produce. I forged ahead without any counsel, and although my efforts seemed successful on the surface, I spent a lot of money on services I recognized today were unfruitful. I repeated many of the same mistakes again and again as I continued on the path of hosting women's conferences and seminars. The polish and excellence of my presentations covered up a multitude of my mistakes. I wished I had someone in my life who was willing to share their experience and not feel threatened that I just might do something wonderful with it. Today, I try my best to be honest with other women who are traveling where I've already journeyed. I am passionate about saving others from financial loss and failure. I am to others what I wish someone had been to me. Much of my passion as a life and recovery coach is rooted in frustration from a lack of support and guidance during my own evolution as a conference speaker and host. I have many mentors in my life now. My husband once inquired why I am connected to a certain woman. Her professional aptitude was bleak, her network of influence non-existent, and her marriage needed life support. Well, I found her ability to manage her finances and her household remarkable. She knew how to make her food stretch and her dollars go further and was capable of fixing just about anything you can imagine. I recognized she had skills that I lacked, and although her life wasn't perfect, neither was mine. I am smart enough and mature enough to extract from her exactly what I need and separate her weaknesses from her strengths. I have another woman who is a spiritual mentor to me. Again, her life is not perfect. She struggles within her marriage, and she is not perfectly proud of how she parented her children. But she is a spiritual guide to me, and I can trust her confidence and her wisdom. Again, I am able to separate the parts that are not perfect from the parts which are capable of perfecting me. I have a woman I rely on for parenting advice who has done it incredibly well, and a woman who is an outstanding professional coach and conference speaker. It is necessary for you to note that none of these women are capable of being everything to me. Each person plays a unique and important role in providing insight, knowledge, and critique. I humbly accept both rebuke and encouragement from them and do not take their time, talent, or wisdom for granted. I am certain to remind them with gifts, words, and notes how very valuable they are to me. So how are you going to find a mentor? Identify exactly what you need. Begin to look around at the people you already know and analyze if they possess the quality you desire. Remember, they don't have to be everything, just something. If the mentor you need is not in your life, seek out women in your community. your church, or your school who possess the skills and knowledge that you need. If you don't already have a personal relationship with a mentor, you should recognize that people's time is their rarest and probably most valuable commodity. As such, don't assume that your potential mentor will be all giddy about spending extra time with you. Your relationship should appear as an exchange of sorts. For example, perhaps you can volunteer to assist your mentor with tedious or mundane projects that they don't have the time or resources to complete themselves. Perhaps the time you volunteer is bartered for a consult or coaching session, hour for hour. Or perhaps you have the finances to pay for your mentor's time. You can invite her to lunch or dinner or pay for an organizational event that you both have interest in. Consider paying for an hour of her time, at least offer. Depending on her degree of value, I would offer between $150 and $1,500 for the hour. You may find the price range vast and increasingly pricey. However, a stay-at-home mom who teaches you how to homeschool, a marriage therapist, or the CEO of a company have very different requirements. Offering to pay someone demonstrates your respect for their talent and time. I highly recommend you do this, particularly for people with whom you have no relationship. Whether you volunteer or pay a consulting fee, please know that your investment will not compare to the invaluable information you will retrieve from your mentor. Consider yourself fortunate when you identify a person or people who will lend themselves to developing your dream. I hope when you have realized your dream, you will remember how it felt to have someone to give your relevant advice and encouragement. I further hope you will pay it forward and find another woman to mentor and encourage. Your return on the investment will definitely be much greater than your initial offering.